Landmines and jellyfish. Welcome back to Knives, I guess. And at school yesterday, we learned how to put cheese in a DVD player. But last night we did a live stream, and we went in on the Harbor Freight Gordon GK23 a second time. But let's take a look at what we got first. And first things first, and most importantly, the pocket clip is tip up, which is the Lord's carry. It's multi-positional, so it could be tipped down, and I hate that, but we all live in sin. Or it could be for lefties. We got a flipper tab. Let's flick the bean. And we got a blade hovering right about the 3-inch mark, and we got a liner lock, and it is on bearings. All that for 10 American dollars at Harbor Freight. So the last time we went in on this, it took about 2.5 hours before the edge started crapping out. You know, you had the cardboard tearing and rolling through the cut instead of a nice clean cut. It was giving up the ghost. And all of our factory-edged 8CR13 has done nearly exactly 2.5 hours so far. But at the end of that last live stream, I sharpened it up to 15 degrees and put it back in the box to do another live stream whenever the 20-sided die of Destiny picked it for us. So that's what we got last night. And we went in and started with nice, clean cuts. The sharpness of the edge let it trail side to side just a little bit more than normal, but it wasn't terrible. And we went in after the first hour we checked. It was still better than factory edge at an hour. At 2 hours we checked, still better than factory edge at an hour. At 3 hours we checked, it was still going strong. At 4 hours we checked, it was still going strong. At 5 hours, it started showing somewhere. All right, some of the cuts we had were starting to tear and wad the cardboard up as opposed to all clean cuts. I'm pretty sure if we pushed it for another hour, it would have been worn out, but physically I couldn't take any more. And then after we did all that to it, we took it to the strop and we sharpened it back up on the strop, and no grinding stones, nothing like that, just drops. And we're pretty much back to where we started. It shaves, it does all the things. Like, it's back in fantastic shape. And of course, you got a nice shiny mirrored edge. If you go look at the thumbnail for this thing, you can see that edge reflecting on the table. So, like, we knew off of the Ozark Trail Axis Lock knife, we did this too. That one, it took about an hour to get good and worn on the factory edge, and then we put 15 degrees on that, and it went for 3 hours on the next run. So we figured this was going to be pretty good. You know, I figured we might get 3.5 to 4 hours out of it. I was not expecting to get 5. Nobody in the chat was expecting 5, but you know, this is where the difference between edge geometry and blade steel comes into play. You know, it's well-known, highly regarded fact that your edge geometry matters more than your steel in most cases, and this definitely showed the difference in the two cases. You know, with the factory edge versus a better edge profile. And I'm just going to guess here that 15 degrees is a happy place for 8CR13 and most of your CR series steels. So, you know, I know this is going to be a fairly short video, but this was a pretty straightforward experience last night. We ran it. It surprised everybody there. And like I said, I'm pretty sure I could have kept pushing this for another hour or two and had it keep going, but physically I could not go anymore. And, of course, like 8CR13, we have got just, if it'll show up, a field of hairline scratches on both sides of the blade from that cardboard abrading it. So, you know, that was really good performance, and if you have some 8CR13, especially on something that you can sharpen, you know, if you got a good system, put a 15-degree edge on it on both sides. It will treat you very, very well. Like, that did fantastic. And it makes me look forward to carrying this. I know this is Cryo D2 and not 8CR, but I got to put a new edge on it before I carry it. And I'm looking forward to seeing what this kind of brand new 15-degree edge does in real life versus Cardboard Slayer, because, you know, everything I've carried and used for the longest time has been on a factory edge. Carrying something with my own fresh edge on it's going to be nice, because this one is dull. I'm assuming it's because it was a display model and they didn't want it too sharp while it was being handled. So that's going to be fun. But yeah, Cardboard Slayer, you know I love sharing what happened with you afterwards. This one was a very pleasant surprise. This thing did so much more than we thought it would. All that being said, thanks for looking at my crap. Subscribers, you guys are awesome. Y'all are still coming in. I appreciate it so much. We're on the march to 2,000 subs, and at 2,000, I'm giving away 4 different knives. So if you haven't subbed, please do. Try to win yourself a knife. And all that being said, y'all have a nice day.